Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Friday, January 26th. I know it's not Monday, but I was busy this whole week, so I'm coming to you guys right now, Friday, 9 a.m. And I'll still go live next Monday, this coming Monday at 9 a.m. But, all right, so I think this is the one where I'm going to keep it under 8 minutes. So let's see. The topic for today is how to move away from blame and towards peace. Again, how to move away from blame and how to move towards peace. But as I like to start all videos, I want to remind all of you guys about my why. And my why is to remind everyone about their purpose so that there's more love and forgiveness in this world. Again, my why is to remind all of you guys about your purpose so that there's more love and forgiveness in this world. Okay, so there are two steps, sort of like two phases of blame before we get to that final step of peace. And so here's step one. Step one is when we blame others or when we blame the conditions or our situation. When we blame other people and the conditions and our circumstances, we are victims of our situation. These people are always looking for someone to blame. They're looking for something to blame for the loss or the failure or whatever had happened. These people, they blame someone else for their unhappiness. These people, they're not successful because of the resources that they have or the resources that they don't have. Again, the first step of blame, this first phase, is when we blame other people for where we are. And so how do we move away from this initial sort of basic rookie step, right? How do we get away from this step and get better? Well, first thing is stop blaming other people. That's number one. Stop blaming your parents. Stop blaming, the fact that you have kids. Stop blaming your spouse or your girlfriend. Just stop blaming other people. Stop blaming your boss or stop blaming your job. Or how much money you make. Just stop blaming other things for where you are. To get to step two, you need to stop blaming others and you need to start blaming yourself. Okay? So that's sort of step two. That's the step up is blaming yourself. And when people blame themselves, they're acting like they are the architects of their situation, right? They're the reason why they are where they are. It's no one else's fault. It's not because of whatever their boss said or did or their coworkers did or said. They are where they are because of themselves. And I truly believe a lot of good leaders are at this level. And I like to think that I'm at this level and, still trying to get to that third step. But I think this is a better spot to be than that first level of blaming others for sure. But these people who blame themselves, they like to take all the blame. Sort of what Obama used to like to say is the buck stops here, right? You're the man in charge. You're the woman in charge. Whatever happens under my roof, whatever happens in my company is because of me. And so again, I think a lot of this is a good spot to be. You're definitely closer to that final step of peace. So how do we move from this second step of blaming ourselves to getting to that final step. How we do that is we just stop blaming. That's what we got to do. To get from step 2 of blaming ourselves to step 3 of peace, we just have to stop blaming overall, right? No more blaming. And definitely stop blaming yourself, right? So again, a lot of good leaders who are about to be great leaders, we feel like, hey man, it's my fault, right? Whatever happens, under my watch, it's my fault. And you just got to stop blaming yourself. You are the leader of your household. You're the leader of your team. You're leading by example for your children. And if you have it in yourself to blame in any way, if you're blaming others, if you're blaming the weather, if you're blaming your boss, if you have that in you, think about that. Like, what does that say about us and what we're trying to accomplish as leaders? Blame just comes from a negative place. Wouldn't you agree? Just the word blame. And so, again, you as a leader us as leaders have to move away from blame, because when we blame anyone or anything, our reach and our impact will only last for so long, right? And I've been really talking about eternity in my past few videos. So if we want our leadership to be eternal, and leadership as a husband, as an actual boss at your job, as a leader of your children, we want the lessons that we learn and the lessons that we pass on, we want that to be eternal. And so how do we make again this final step to peace, which is eternal? How do we make that step? Is just stop blaming. All in all, just stop blaming. And so if we're not blaming ourselves, if we're not blaming other people, what are we doing, right? Well, this is what we're doing. If we're not blaming, we're being thankful. We're giving thanks. So stop blaming and start being more grateful. So people who are thankful, they're not victims of their situation. They're not architects of their situation. Rather, they look at their current situation, whether it's good or bad, and they're just thankful for the opportunities and the lessons that they've received. And one of the best sort of movie lines that I've ever heard came from, I forget which one it was. It's the one with Steve Carell. It's Evan Almighty. Yeah, I think it's Evan Almighty. But I don't know if it's him or Morgan Freeman that said this in the movie, but it's Morgan Freeman, and he said, when we pray for peace, do you think God sort of zaps us with peace? Or if we pray for love, do you think he just zaps us with love? Or do you think he gives us the opportunity to love? Do you think he gives us the opportunity to experience peace, or the opportunity to forgive, right? So again, the reason I bring that up is because we have the opportunity. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for the opportunity to live out our values and our principles, and we're looking for the opportunities to be forgiving and to be leaders. And so when we're thankful, we see those opportunities a lot more clear, and we see that they're just everywhere. And God, energy, the universe, they are all three of those things, of whatever you believe in. There are opportunities just all around us. And so when we are thankful, we declutter all the negative stuff, and we are able to focus on all that good stuff. And we see the opportunities there every day, all around us. So people who always give thanks, they're so in love with the process. And when you're in love with the process, there is no failure. There are no losses. There's only wins and lessons. All right. And the process is all around us. We're always in process. And think about that. So what I just said, when you're in love with the process, there's no failure. There's no losing. And think about if that's the world that you live in, if you could never lose, if you could never fail. Think about everything that you could accomplish. Think about all the things that you would try, because you know that you couldn't fail, that you know that you couldn't lose. And how would you feel? I'm sure you would feel happy, right? You'd be just ecstatic. You'd be just elated, right? You'd be happy. And I think it's true that it's not the happy people that are thankful, it's the thankful people that are happy, right? So sort of the root to happiness is being grateful, is gratitude. So gratitude is a major key, all right? Is a major key to your happiness. Gratitude is a major key to peace, to love, and to forgiveness, and everything else that's good in this world. So those are the 3 steps of blame, right? We're going to blame others. We don't want to be there, right? And then we're going to start blaming ourselves, right? Everything's on me. The buck stops here. This is where good leaders are at. But if we want to be great leaders, if we want our leadership to be eternal and to live on forever, then we just got to stop blaming all in all and just be thankful. All right. And I'm going to leave you guys. I hope this is under 8 minutes. I'm going to leave you guys with this quote. And it's a Chinese proverb. And it reads, "He who blames others has a long way to go on his journey. He who blames himself is halfway there. He who blames no one has arrived." All right? So stop blaming, start thanking, be grateful. Thank you guys for watching as always. Again, my why is to remind all of you guys about your purpose so that there's more love and forgiveness in this world. All right, you guys, I will see you Monday at 9 a.m. Tell me what you thought about this video. I hope it was under 8 minutes. We'll see. All right, you guys, have a great Friday. Bye.